Hello students, in this video we will discuss the question answer of chapter 1 of standard 7. The name of the chapter is, as you know, the medieval world. Now if you have book, you can see on page number 8. We will start from MCQs. Question number A, tick the correct answer. This century marked the end of the medieval period in India. Now the options are 8th, 18th, 7th and 10th. As I told you in my previous video, the end of the medieval period was in 18th century. Now the second is, Babar used this term to describe geography and natural vegetation of this subcontinent. Options are Bharatvarsha, India, Jambudvipa and Hindustan. Now the correct option is Hindustan. This archaeological source tells us about the customs, food habits, dress and jewelry of period. For this question, options are monuments, coins, paintings and inscriptions. Now the correct option is paintings. This is the history of kings of Kashmir. Options are Ratnavali, Raj Tarangni, Babarnama, Futuhati, Firozshahi. Now the correct answer is Raj Tarangni. Now the fifth question. This traveller was sent by ruler of Persia to the kingdom of Vijayanagar. Duarte Barbosa, Niccolo Conti, Ibn Battuta, Abdul Razak. Correct option is Abdul Razak. Now question number B, that is match the following. You have to match the A part with B part. That is, first is Domingo Paes. As you know, Domingo Paes was Portuguese traveller, visited Vijayanagar Empire of Deccan in 1520. So the correct answer will be D, France. Second, Tavernier. He was Japanese traveller and born in France. So the correct answer is option D, France. Marco Polo. Marco Polo was an Italian merchant and writer who traveled through Asia along Silk Route. So the correct option will be Italy. Sir Thomas Roe. He was English diplomat and he represented England during the Mughal period. Al-Biruni. He was famous historian and mathematician, philosopher. So the correct answer will be, and he was from Central Asia. So the correct answer is Central Asia. Now see next, that is give short answer for the following question. So I have prepared the answers for you. First question is, which century marked as the beginning of the medieval period and why? As I told you in my previous video, that why was early and that century marked, which century marked the beginning of the medieval period? Why? The answer is the 8th century marked as the beginning of the medieval period, and it is because 8th century saw the beginning of major changes in social, economic, political, religious and cultural spheres. So the 8th century marked as a starting point of medieval period because so many changes, important changes has occurred during that period. Now second question is, what do you understand by Indian culture that emerged in medieval India? Now the answer is, the arrival of Muslims led to the growth of a mixed culture there was an increased interaction between North and South India and between Hindus and Muslims. Such cultural exchanges paved the way for a culture which was above regional and caste differences. This was the Indian culture that emerged in medieval India. Now the third question is, why are coins and inscriptions important for the study of medieval period? What are the importance of coins? And as you know that coins gives us lots of information about our past. So coins are important for the study of the medieval period because they give us dates of important political events. Inscriptions, on the other hand, record proclamations by kings and gifts to learned men and temples. Now the fourth question, who wrote Prithviraj Raso? What does it tell us about? Who wrote? Chand Bardai wrote Prithviraj Raso, and it describes the life and adventures of Prithviraj Chauhan, the famous Chauhan ruler. Now, question number D, that is some long questions. See, first give long answers for the following questions. What did Hindustan stand for in medieval times? So there is a difference between India of that period and India of at present period. The way we understand Hindustan today is very different from how it was understood in the medieval period. There is so much differences. According to some medieval scholars, Hindustan stood for territories that were part of Delhi Sultanate. Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire, used the term Hindustan to describe the geography, the flora and fauna of subcontinent. Now the question number second, what were the major historical developments during the medieval period? As we have already discussed in our previous video, the major historical developments means major changes that took place during the medieval world in India were, the first is the advent of Muslims and the birth of Indian culture. Second is many centuries of political stability, means government during that period, the government was stable and one ruler ruled over India for a long period of time. There was a stability in the government. So second is many centuries of political stability that led to increased trade and the development of town and cities. Third is, this is the result of trade, that a greater interaction between India and the rest of the world. Fourth is the spread of Islam, and the fifth is the Bhakti and Sufi saints spread their messages through their movements. The growing popularity of Bhakti and Sufi movements. Now the third question, list some important chronicles available for the study of the medieval period. Chronicles, you know, chronicles, that is written by the chroniclers, and chroniclers are the persons who were appointed by king to maintain the record of whatever happened in their court. That is the record of king's court. Some important chronicles of the medieval period are as follows. Raj Tarangani by Kalhana. It tells us about the history of kings of Kashmir. Tariki Firozshahi by Ziauddin Barani. It informs us about the history of the Delhi Sultans till the reign of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Tariki Farishte by Farishta. It tells us about the history of Delhi Sultans from the time of Turks till the 17th century. These are the names of the chronicles. important chronicles. How are travelogues? Fourth question is, how are travelogues an important literary source? Travelogues, that is the record of travelers. It is an account of travelers, and in this they wrote about the places where they visited. Travelogues are the important literary source because it is in written form. They were written by the foreign travelers who visited India. The travelogues give us a lot of information about the places the travelers visited and people they met. And this has helped historians to reconstruct the life of the people of those times. So by the travelogues, account of the travelers, we can know about the life of the common people during the past times. Now the fourth question is, how are travelogues an important literary source? So what is travelogues? Travelogues are the account of travelers, and in travelogues they wrote about so many places where they visited and the people they met. So the answer is, travelogues are an important literary source. Literary source because it is in written form. They were written by foreign travelers who visited India, and the travelogues gives us a lot of information about the places the travelers visited and people they met. This has helped historians to reconstruct the life of the people of those times. So with the help of travelogues, we can know about the life of the common people during that period of time. For example, Abdul Razak has written in detail on detail on court life of the Vijayanagar Empire. Similarly, the travelogue of Ibn Battuta gives very vivid details about the geography of the India. Now the fifth question, that is hot. And this will be your homework. So I hope that by watching this video you will be able to do your question answer. If you have any problem regarding your question answer, you can ask me in the comment box. So we will meet again in our next video. Till then, take care.